Nah, I got you. Now, we gonna talk about this thing, man. Be easy, I got you. What's popping? What's shaking out there, man? Good God, this corona thing got guys with too much time on their hands, man. You got your boy Trav talking reckless about my boy 50 Cent, man, the captain, the king of Queens. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm from Queens. I do not know any inside information about that cocksucker Trav. You understand what I'm saying? I do know who he is, and I do know who his team, and I do know how he moved, but we're going to talk about this thing. 50 Cent responded, and we're going to talk both sides of the stick. Now, we all know there's two sides to a story. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, good God, this guy Trav was running his mouth, man. You don't want the police to pick him up because he know a little bit too much, man. He was just going on, talking crazy from both sides of his mouth. And that's what we're going to talk about today. You see what I'm saying? Now, we all know. Now, we all come from the same type of background, right? 95% of the people that's going to watch this video come from the same part of the streets that I come from. You see what I'm saying? So we understand. You know what I mean? With a dude that got some clout, that's moving and shaking, we call it the big homie in the hood. Whether you working for him, whether he moving around those streets, getting to the bag, doing different things, you know, just being the man of your hood, of that town, right? So, listen, when the last time you know a boss that's moving and shaking that's going to get his hands dirty? You don't know too many bosses. I don't care if you're from Chicago, St. Louis, New York. Listen, bosses move in such a way where he got his soldiers doing all the heavy lifting. That doesn't make the boss soft. That's why when Trav was talking about 50 Cent hasn't done this, he hasn't done that, but he failed to let you guys know. And actually, he did say it, but he kind of glossed over it. They were all working for 50 for free. That's what I'm trying to tell you. For free. You see what I'm saying? How you moving and shaking, right? And ready to go down and possibly get locked up for a guy that's not paying you. Think about that. So when 50 Cent calling him a good kid, he's saying, bro, you're not that tough. You was my soldier. You did what I told you to do, and I didn't even pay you for it. So who looking like the sweet cake? Huh? Who looking like the sweet cake? Now, you can say 50 didn't smash this dude or smash that dude because he got other people to do it for him. That's what true bosses do. You got Jim Jones on the line. You got Jim Jones on the line talking about don't expose him. Jim Jones, you sweet cakes, point blank, period. 50 Cent done ran down on you, you know what I mean, disrespected you, you know what I mean, put your name out there, implicated you, and you did nothing. You see what I'm saying? But these are the type of punks that run around in these streets. You see what I'm saying? Acting like they don't understand how the game is operated, how the game is moving. I seen dudes in Trav comment section talking about get at him, expose 50. You can't expose the boss that's still moving units, that's still doing movies, that's still making millions. You talk about how you guys was left in Miami. 50 Cent left y'all in Miami. Did you not hear what he said? 50 left him in Miami. Him and his whole squad. What did they do about it? Did they come out with a video? Did they come out on social media? No. They continued to work for 50. 50 continued to hire these dudes for free to go to different shows so he can move and shake, have the protection of the streets while he make the money. And then send those dudes on their way. And then when he want them again, he just call them up. What's shaking? What's good? That's the hood code, man. You may yo CBT, but what about the team? The team should look as good as the boss. Yes. But this is what the video was about, right? Listen, when you in the streets and you a boss, you know like I know, there's just underlings, bottom feeders, roaches that will do anything just to be around successful people. You use those people. I know it sounds hard, but this is the truth. You use those people to get to the bag because those people have a look. Those people are willing to do things that, you know, are dangerous to protect the bag, which is 50 Cent. So you use those people, but you never put those people in position, right, to have what you have or have anything close to what you have if you want to continue to be the boss. You can't do it. Remember, Spider Loc, I think his name was Spider Loc. I like Spider Loc. Spider Loc is sick with it, right? But 50 Cent didn't put him on and make him a star and let his music pop out so the world can see the skills that Spider Loc had. because he can't do that and still be on top himself. This is the strategic moves that bosses make. So the underlings in the hood, they serve their purpose, right? At the end of the day, what you do as an underling, you know what I mean, riding with the boss, the hottest thing shaking, 50 Cent, you find your wave on your own by being close to the bag. Being close to 50 gonna get you the chicks. You know, you heard the stories. Yeah, whether it's a Marion, Chris Brown, they team smashed all the chicks. Chicks come from the back doors, under the mattresses. Yo, we want to see Chris Brown. And the stories go, well, you want to see Chris Brown, you got to do this, that, and the third. You see what I'm saying? And I get you in a room with Chris Brown. Same thing. These guys got to make their way the best way they can. Now, Slow Bucks, he was able to do the shirts. You see what I'm saying? Trav, I don't know what he does. You know what I mean? Nigga look kind of wicked to me on that camera, man. Look like he was smoking something more than that trees. I'm going to tell you right now. I mean, this guy couldn't hold a conversation. He couldn't keep a story alive. He couldn't keep the story in line with what he was trying to project 50 Cent to be, because he was talking about so many different things, man. That's why I said if the police pick him up, he'd be leaking like a dirty, filthy, rusty faucet. You see what I'm saying, man? That guy was just telling on everything. Good God, man. At the end of the day, he kept saying, you know what I mean? Dudes was angry at him, Trav. They was angry at him because he had supposedly said, 50, I'm not going to the concert because I don't gain anything by being around you. That goes back to the point I just made. If you around a dude, if you're going to bang for a dude, right? And not get paid, right? So you supposed to be able to do things where you can get some currency just by being around or attached to a celebrity. He felt he didn't gain anything, so he said he fell back for that reason, which I don't believe, because if you continue his story, we'll talk about that. Point is, he said, yo, his team was mad because he basically the first guy who stood up to 50 Cent and said, yo, I'm not getting anything, you know, monetarily or any type of funds or currency by hanging with you and riding with you, bro. So I'm going to fall back on this one. That's a smart move. But you heard what he said. They were mad. They were mad and calling him bugging for speaking up. That means 50 Cent had those dudes shook. So 50 Cent is not a gunner. He's not a shooter, but he had the shooters shook to speak up. I mean, listen to what he's saying, bro. So you can't paint 50 as a sweet sucker if he had all y'all dudes working for him for free. That's the point I'm trying to explain to you, man. But you guys are getting angry in the comments section talking about, yo, CBT, but you gotta respect the team and put a bag in the team pocket. He was giving those dudes a few dollars here and there, but he was not giving these guys the type of money that would uplift them and have them surpass him, because you don't do that when you're a boss. You can't do that when you're a boss. You can't survive that way. You have to maintain power and maintain goddamn discipline within the unit, man. You see what I'm saying? They gonna say, yo, CBT, but what happened to everybody that was around 50 when he was coming up? A lot of guys disappeared. And that's true. 50 Cent's the last one standing. And that's true, because that's what bosses do. When you in the streets, that's why I said we gotta take it back to the streets. And you got the boss, you got 100 soldiers. Who get locked up first? The soldiers, man. Because why? The boss don't touch anything, bro. So, yeah. You ain't gonna get stories of 50 Cent touching this one or touching on that one or smashing on that one, because the boss don't do that. He got you to do it because you know that if you don't do it, he's spanking on you. You see what I'm saying? Now, one man was able to do that in his hood and take it to the rap game, and y'all was able to follow him. It was all good just a week ago when y'all was following him. And then y'all get a little bit of nuts 2020. Y'all want to talk reckless about him. But at the end of the day, man, you guys got to listen to what the guy is saying. Now, there's some truth to what he said, you know what I mean? But, you know, you got to look at the whole picture. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys, man. 50 Cent, you know what I mean? I'm a little biased because I'm from Queens. And I ain't going to front. 50 Cent is one of the top artists that came out of Queens that I really, really respected. And I believe 50 Cent is the best that ever did it and got away with it on the mic. I mean, he never put out a whack song. I mean, this guy, how could you go in the industry and never put out a whack song? Like, you could put out a 12... You know what I mean? 12 a soundtrack with 12 songs on that joint, CD with 12 songs on that joint. Every song is banging. Every song is a #1 joint. That's impossible for your whole career. I mean, 50 Cent never put out anything trash, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. New media, new perspective. This is what new media look like. This is what new media look like. It's all about casual boxing talk. Just when you thought you had to figure new media, new perspective, casual boxing talk.